And this morning, you're going to be Ron the tip guy.
Ooh. I am. I'm gonna be Ron the 6 tip guy. I've got 6 tips, and they all relate to selling your car. Because sooner or later, everybody comes to a point where they upgrade the existing car they have, whether they buy a new car.
Can you tell that to our general manager?
I'm talking about cars, not station vehicles.
Like maybe...
That's a whole nother list.
Not the chief engineer's truck.
I think a signal for you need a new vehicle is if you can see through the tailgate of your vehicle, it's time to upgrade.
But Westside Auto Pros has kept that truck on the road.
Yes, they have. Mechanically, it's fine. It is sound.
No one has been stranded with it.
But there are some things to do, and you talk about upgrading vehicles and getting rid of your vehicle. But this time of year too, with the winter approaching, you might want to take your good vehicle and put it away and get something else to take out for the winter.
Absolutely, and people do that. They've got a
the winter
car,
beaters,
the winter beater, the winter car, and maybe you need to buy one of those. And you can certainly look at some of the places that we're talking about of how to get rid of the car that you have to sell. And certainly the easiest thing to do if you're buying a new car or buying a pre-owned car through a dealership, the easiest thing to do is just take your car in and trade it in. But some people want to maximize the dollars that they get for that car, and that isn't necessarily the place to do that. And no slam against the car dealers, but they're in business. I mean, they need to buy the car for less than what they're going to sell it to, and everything that we buy, somebody paid less for because they need to turn a profit to stay into business. So if you wanted to deal with it yourself, some of the tips that I've got, the first one is curb appeal. And just like selling a house, you have one chance to make a first impression. So you want to make sure that the car is clean, waxed, maybe invest in having it professionally detailed.
I would say get it detailed.
Yeah, for the $100 or $200 that's going to cost, it may not bring a lot more money, but it will sell a lot quicker when somebody looks at it.
Okay.
So you certainly want to take a look at that. The other thing is to make sure that it's priced right, and that can sometimes be a little tricky. There's internet sites you can go to, like Kelley Blue Book, NADA, stuff like that, and you can put in the condition of your car, which everybody thinks their car is in better condition than what it would really be rated at because it's your car.
Right.
But what I have done in the past when I've sold vehicles is I go to eBay. And I go to Craigslist and I see real world what cars similar to the one that I am selling are bringing. Okay. And that's a little better gauge than an online website or something that you put in your zip code and the condition of the car. I mean, go and look for a car of similar age, similar mileage, and see what they're selling for.
And we kind of talked during the break, be smart about that, especially if you have a certain kind of vehicle. Like you probably don't want to be selling your convertible in the middle of December. Maybe you do. I don't know.
Well, I would say convertibles are probably worth a little less money now than they would be in March or April going into the season. The same with like a Corvette or a Mustang or a specialty car. So, yeah, kind of look at the time of year that you're going to sell the vehicle. We talked earlier about winter beaters. They don't bring a lot of money in July. So you want to kind of keep an eye on that too. But make sure it's priced right. I mean, be fair. Don't try to take advantage of somebody, because they're not going to buy your car. They'll just look for another car somewhere else. Right. So number 3 is to have the maintenance records on the vehicle, and maybe even a Carfax report.
Now, what does a Carfax report cost somebody?
If you don't have a subscription, if you just go to Carfax and buy a Carfax report, I believe they're around $49. But to have that information and the maintenance records, it lends credibility to yourself as far as selling your car. You're not trying to unload your problem onto someone else. Right. And it just kind of gives them a gauge as to where the car is at in the maintenance world, and if it's been in an accident and stuff like that. And above all, I mean, just be honest with people. I mean, if the left rear power door lock doesn't work, I mean, tell them, because they're going to probably find it out on a test drive, and just let them know if there is a problem. It
could come back to bite you if you don't.
Yeah, and it's just the right thing to do. And then, of course, we got to market the car. Where are we going to go to market the car and let people know? In Central Iowa, the popular places are Craigslist, Auto Trader, Cars.com. Those all work pretty well.
The corner by the Walgreens.
You do see a lot of that, and I know people that swear by that. I know people that have sold cars sitting on the street corner with a sign in it. Yeah, absolutely. But when I was doing a little research and putting this together, a couple of tips is when you get ready to actually write the ad, go read other car ads. And if there's something in there you like and it applies to your vehicle, use it. Absolutely. Great ideas. But something I ran across, it's a really cool new website, and it's called beepy.com. It's BEEPI.com, and it's not available in Iowa yet, but it will be in the future. It started in California, and it's spreading across the lower part of the country. I actually contacted them, talked to them a little bit. I mean, their plan is to be in all 50 states. They're only a year and a half old. But what's kind of cool about that is you contact them if you have a vehicle for sale. They send somebody out to your home or work, wherever the car is. They inspect the car. They look it over, so it's been checked out, and then they help you establish a price, a realistic price, and they guarantee that they can sell that car for you in 30 days at that price, or they'll buy it.
Wow.
So are you serious?
Yes.
Now, how much does that cost to do that?
It doesn't cost the seller anything. And if you're on BP looking to buy a car, it doesn't per se cost the buyer anything. What they do, I contacted them.
How do they make money then?
Yeah, right.
Great question. I contacted them and I asked them, I said, how do you guys make money? And they said, whatever we say that we're going to sell your car, that we will buy your car for, or we will help you market your car for, when they market it to sell it, they add between 3 and 9% to it. So they're making a 3 to 9% markup on a vehicle, which sounds low. That's not a lot of money on a $10,000 vehicle. But like the guy said, he goes, we don't have overhead. We don't have multi-million-dollar buildings and service departments and parts departments and stuff. But anyway, I thought it was kind of a neat concept. You know,
Something to look out for.
Yeah, you look at BEE. Like a bee, I'm going to get stung by a bee. BEEPI, BP.com.
Okay.
And again, it's not in Iowa.
Interesting.
But their plan is to be in all 50 states, and it was just kind of a cool website, and I found it very interesting. You know, just how the internet changes the world. We see it in all kinds of stuff with Amazon and everything else. So. And then the last thing, you know, if your car has a lot of problems or issues, kind of like if and when Ted ever does decide to get rid of the station truck,
Bonfire.
consider donating it.
I don't even know if they would take
I think that would be
But
cruel.
they will.
Yeah.
Team Challenge.
Team Challenge might just say,
No, they'll take anything, and you know, there's other nonprofit groups that will accept any car in any condition. You know, also check with a local church. I mean, we've done this a couple times this year. We've had somebody that wanted to get rid of a car and it had some problems, and they've donated it to the church, and we've donated some repairs to bring it up to speed and make it good for a needy family. So, you know, consider that. You can take a tax deduction, consult your tax specialist on that. And then the last tip is make sure you write up a bill of sale, because when you sign the title and give it to them, you no longer have a record. So make sure you do a bill of sale, get all the person's information, you know, maybe driver's license number, whatever their address, how much you sold it for, get everybody to sell it, you know, just in case there is an issue down the road. You know, make sure you put the term in there, you know, as is, no warranty, so someone doesn't come back wanting, you know, saying that something was verbally implied.
yeah, you sold me this car and it broke down.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a 10-page, you know, New York attorney lease.